Hello students, hope you all are doing great. I'm Achal Chaudhary, working as an assistant professor, BBA department in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. So today I'm sharing a lecture on principles of management. So students, in previous lecture you have studied about the organization manuals, types of organizational structure, leadership, need of leadership, functions and qualities of a leader. So today we will be continuing with the unit 3, and today we will be covering the types of leader and leadership styles. And in the end of the video I will share some questions with you which will help you in covering your today's topic. So students, today's lecture is important as this is one of the important lecture from the unit 3. It is one of the important topic which we will cover today. So please ensure your presence and try to understand the concept. So let's get started. So let's start with the today's lecture. First is types of leader. Authoritative leader. A leader is one who wants to run the organization all by himself. He thinks he can do anything. He frames the objective of the organization and requires the followers to achieve the objectives. These objectives are expected to be achieved with the same time limit fixed by him. Besides, he gave a specific direction to his followers and he is regularly informed of their progress in work. Basically, in this, leader thinks that he is the only person who can take good decisions. He thinks that कि वो जो भी सोचता है वही सही है. He is the only one who is always right and he thinks that he has the proper knowledge. He does not give his follower a chance to prove themselves. Here he assumes that they are not capable to take the decisions. Hence, leader does not delegate any authority to his followers. Next is your intellectual leader. In this, leader wins the confidence and trust of his followers by his intelligence. Generally, the advice of a leader is sought in a big business concerns. He gives advice on the matter in which he is expert. He may be a specialist in sales, personal management, and so on. Basically, he gets the result through others. He excels as a leader because he uses his superior knowledge. Here, leader is the person who has the appropriate capabilities to take the decisions effectively through his knowledge. Next is your managerial leader. So in this what happens? They have the least influence. People only follow them because they have to. They are not in the position to serve others. Their desire is to be served by others because they are in the position. They see others as a tool to use to complete the objective for the day. They prefer to make decisions. Basically, in this type of followers do not want to follow the leader, but they have to follow him because only because of his position, or you can say the designation. Students, let's understand this concept by an example. In your case, what happens with you? You don't want to listen to your teachers. In fact, आप तो classes में भी चुप नहीं रहोगे, but फिर भी you have to listen to your teachers. That's not because you want to do that. It is just because you have to do that. So only because of the position. अगर same चीज आपका friend बोले, so what you will do? You will for sure you will slap him. So like this, people have to follow the leader only because of his position, not because they want to follow him. That is only based on their positions. And next is your relational leader. A relational leader builds relationship in order to influence others. People want to follow them because of who they are, not what they know. They develop mutual respect with others and work well with them. Although people want to follow them, they have not developed any kind of specialized knowledge. Their weakness is not making the necessary sacrifices to develop their competency. So here they have a good and a strong character. So people think that they can solve all the problems so easily. Here the main focus is on the leading or influencing the people. Next is your motivational leader. A motivational leader seeks mutual benefits for themselves, others, and the organization. People want to follow them because of who they are and what they know. They influence others from the outside. They are focused on the results only. So they are trusted and deliver results for themselves, their families, team, organization, customers, suppliers, and their community. So here the main focus is on leading the people and managing their processes so that a better output can be achieved. So here the leader builds up a relation with their followers so that he can motivate them accordingly and can lead their actions. So in this the main focus is on people more than the position. Next is your inspirational leader. An inspirational leader inspires managerial and relational leaders to become their motivational leader. So, their focus is on growing themselves in order to inspire others to grow. So, they influence others on the inside and they are people focused, not the process focused. So, true inspirational leaders are followed because of how they care and who they are on the inside. As the name signifies, inspirational leaders are the one who guides others' action by their own example. So in this type of leadership, what happens? A leader is influences his followers, but it can be possible अगर कोई task leader खुद ना करे, खुद नहीं कर सकता, and he assumes that his follower will do that task. So is it possible? You will directly say that if you can't do some task, then how can you expect your follower to do that task? So the behavior can only be influenced if a leader has that potential. Next is your transformational leader. A transformational leader's passion and purpose is to transform others. They are the most influential of the five other types of leaders and are highly respected. Their reputation precedes them. They are well known for developing leaders. Their influence is continuously being transferred through many other leaders at many different times in multiple locations. They have the strongest power to influence the behavior of their followers, and their main focus is on the development of others. They have a great knowledge regarding their specialized field, by the help of which they changes the personality of their followers and are capable to help them in their development and achievement of their goals. Next is your democratic leader. A democratic leader emphasizes collaboration and the free flow of ideas. While these leaders do allow share participation in decision making, they often decide who is a part of the group or committee tasked with the decision making. Responsibility is shared among all members of staff with the leader present to offer guidance and keep discussions balanced and controlled. Democratic leaders, they can be often be seen in the position in non-profit organizations, school boards, and forward-thinking companies. So here, leader gives a chance to each and every follower to share their thoughts and ideas, which creates a confidence among them and help them in their overall development. Last topic of the day is your leadership style. Basically, there are four types of leadership styles. First is your autocratic and authoritarian leadership. So, an autocratic leader centralizes power and decision making in himself. He gives order, assigns tasks and duties without consulting their employees. The leader takes full authority and assumes full responsibility. Autocratic leadership is negative basically. It is based on threats and punishment. अगर आप ये task नहीं करोगे, if you are not completing this particular project, then we will punish you. I'll punish you with the extra overtime. So these kind of things are adopted in this style. So subordinates acts as he directs. He neither cares for their opinion nor permits them to influence the decision. He believes that because of his authority, he alone can decide what is the best in a given situation. In this leadership style, leader thinks that it is the only way so कि वही अच्छे से काम कर सकता है. No other can do that work particularly with that work in a better way. So उसको क्या लगता है कि जो भी वो डिसीजंस ले रहा है वो सिर्फ डिसीजन ले सकता है एंड अदर हैव टू फॉलो दोज डिसीजंस. सो ये स्टाइल मेनली पहले यूज होता था बट still many organizations follow this due to which followers are so depressed and become helpless, so that's why they go for the strikes and other industrial disputes. So it is likely to produce frustration and retard the growth of the capacity of those employees. So autocratic leadership can be divided into three classes. First is hard-boiled autocrat, who mainly focuses on fear and punishment in directing his subordinate towards the organizational goal. Second is your benevolent autocrat, who uses the reward and incentives in directing his subordinate towards the organizational goal. And last is your manipulative autocrat, who makes the employees feel that they are participating in decision making, though the manager himself has taken the decision. But he acts like that those those employees are important for them. Next is your democratic or participative leadership. So participative leadership, leaders centralize authority. They decentralize their authorities. It is characterized by consultation with the subordinates and their participation in the formulation of plans and policies. He encourages participation in decision making, and this leader asks their employees for their suggestions and new ideas and consider those ideas while taking the decision, which improves the motivation and moral level of the employees, and they start to perform well. And also the grievance and employees turnover ratio, these both are also reduced once this style is adopted in any organization. So employee feels that management is interested in them as well as in their ideas and suggestions. So they feel and therefore place their suggestions for improvement. Next is your laissez-faire or free rein leadership. So it's a type of leadership in which leader avoids power and responsibility. The laissez-faire or non-interfering is a type in which leader passes on the responsibility for decision making to his subordinate and takes a minimum of initiative in administration. He gives no direction and allows the group to establish its own goals and work out its own problems. So this is a kind of a third step. Here employees' ideas are not considered. They are even adopted by the employer, even adopted by the management. So here leader plays a very minimal role of a guide. Rest all the workers is done by the employees. So it is one of the best way to motivate employees by making them realize that they are the part of the organization. Next is your paternalistic leadership. Under this management style, leader assumes that his function is fatherly or paternal. Paternal means basically Papa knows best. He have that experience. So the relationship between the leader and his group is the same as the relation between the head of the family and the member of the family. So the leader guides and protects his subordinates, is member of his family, and he guides his employees for their betterment and don't consider it as a duty. So he provides his subordinates with good working conditions and some fringe benefits. It is assumed that workers will work hard and when they get the proper opportunity to show their talent. Students, as you can see in this diagram, this is a leadership style diagram where first you can see in autocratic that leader has the whole power to make the decisions. Employees are not at all involved in the decision making. Here leader is the only person who can take decisions and he is not even considering the employees' ideas. Next is your participative. In participative, you can see that leader and employees both are involved in decision making. Here, employees can give their ideas and their innovative styles. So, leader is also involving in that decision making. He is also sharing those ideas and those innovations with the management. So, here both of the leader and employees are involved in decision making. And in free reign, as you can see, that leader is not at all involved in decision making. All of the power of decision making is held with the employees only. So here they are the person who is responsible for decision making. So that will also emphasize on like increasing their capabilities. Rest, they that will also create a confidence in them. So this is also a kind of like you can say it is one of the best idea to improve your employees' capabilities. So that's all for today's lecture. And students, next video will be your last video for Unit 3. There we will discuss all the remaining concepts of Unit 3. So here are the questions which has been asked in university exams. Question number 1. What is a leadership? Explain the various styles of leadership and their relative merits. Question number 2. What are the different types of leader? Discuss them in detail. So you have to solve these questions. I hope you are clear with today's lecture. And if you have any doubt, so do let me know. I'll arrange a doubt session for you. Thank you so much for your cooperation and your interest. Stay tuned for more videos.